Hello, mixtresses and mixters. That was your reveal. Guess what? Here's my phone. What am I taping on right now? What? I got a real, actual camcorder? So forgive me because I do not know what I'm doing yet. This is just like literally my first video with this thing. And it's weird. It's weird. I wonder if I can... Ooh, okay. Ooh. I can make the screen whatever angle I want so I can see. Okay, so today we're going to do just sort of a walkthrough and review of the Light Visions Tarot. A set of cards to ease your mind. So this is not going to be, you can find a much better review for this particular deck on other places on YouTube, but I just want to test out my new camera right now, and so I'm not going to be doing, this deck is unique in that the suits, you can line them all up in a row and they create a scene. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that for you guys today, just because I'm not totally comfortable with the camera yet, so I'm not going to be like fucking around with all the shots and stuff. And because I really can't, my table isn't even big enough to do that in the first place. So if you want a very thorough review of the Light Visions Tarot, you're just going to have to get it from someone other than me. Okay, so first of all, a huge thank you to one of my subscribers, Sue Rin. She sent me this deck. She also sent me the Cosma Visions Oracle. So I will do a little walkthrough of that as well. Okay, let's get in. This box, isn't this box just like the most gorgeous box ever? I love it. Okay. So there's this little guy if you want to read that. I don't know how well you can even see things with this camera. I feel like this camera is... I'm intentionally setting it on the lowest setting so that it can be a little bit lo-fi, because I kind of want sort of a more lo-fi camcorder experience on my channel. I kind of want to push the aesthetic to more lo-fi. So let me know what you guys think. Also, let me know what you think about the sound. Right now I'm just using the sound that is on the camera itself. So I just want to do a test of that. I do have other microphone options that I can play around with that I don't know how to use yet. But I just want this first video to just be straight up. I'm using the Vivid filter, and I'm using it at the lowest quality setting that exists. I don't know what that's equivalent to yet. I think it said 4 megabits per second or megabytes per second. I'm not sure. I don't know what that means. You know, I'm used to like 720, 1080. Like, I know that this camera, I think it has 1080 capabilities, but I don't upload it 1080 anyway because my internet cannot handle it. So most of the time my videos are in 720, but I think I want to like make it a little bit lower, so that's why I put it on the lowest possible setting, but I don't know what that's equivalent to at the time that I'm taping this. It does feel old school looking through the LCD screen because it's like not as good a quality as like my smartphone screen, so it looks like I'm using an old school camcorder even though it's a new digital. It's recording onto an SD card. I'm in the future, you guys. This is more of a hangout session than an actual like thorough review, because I'm testing out my new camera and we're just hanging out since I've uploaded a shit ton of videos in the last couple weeks, but they've all been reading videos, so they've been private links. So it feels like it's been a while since I've talked to everyone. So hi, how are you? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even really like gonna go through the guidebook, but I'm just gonna flip through this deck. It has that sort of like super buttery matte feel that feels really nice, and it smells good. Have you guys ever noticed that like those super buttery matte cards really, oops, sorry, bumped the tripod, they just smell good. I don't know what the deal is with that. And it's got the sort of like yellow gold gilding with sort of that subtle green sparkle to it. What is this setting here? Is this an automatic focus setting? I feel like that made it better, didn't it? I can't tell. I can't tell anything on this little screen. So I'm not really going to know what I'm working with until I see the video on like a proper device. So the major arcana in this deck are all individual cards, but once we get to the minor arcana, they go, they fit together, each suit. So you can, all the wands fit together in like one long scene if you set them all next to each other. That kind of thing. I feel so fancy having a real camcorder, you guys. It's crazy. Like, I feel kind of uncomfortable with it because I'm just not used to. I wonder if I can do like a touch the screen to focus kind of situation. Oh yeah, that helped, didn't it? I think that helped. Sorry, I'm learning. I'm learning. This deck is really interesting. It feels like very intuitively done. I guess I could actually, just for aesthetic purposes, I could have like the box. Maybe keep the box right here. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Okay. How do you pause the recording? I don't know. Well, my Michael's home, so I need to go say hi to him, but I don't know if you can pause the recording. I think I might have to just stop it and then come back. I don't know. It came with like a little quick start guide, but it wasn't like... Why is it trying to focus on my hand? You don't need to focus on my hand. Anyway, I just feel really like extra, like high maintenance having a camcorder. I don't know. I'm just such a lo-fi, like fly by the seat of your pants kind of person that it feels like I just kind of don't deserve to have like a fancy camcorder, which is silly because I had, you know, in 2001, I bought myself with graduation money an 8mm film camera because that was all that was available at the time because it was 2001. And so I have had that one plus my phone this whole time. But I usually just use my phone. But this just feels extra fancy for some reason. Having a camcorder. Having a modern camcorder. Like, I'm sweaty right now, you guys. I feel like this must just be like, I'm just such a fucking weirdo, but I've never really seen people talk about like, I don't know, talk about being uncomfortable with, I mean, I guess it's just sort of a Luddite thing, right? Like, I'm uncomfortable with new technology, but like, it's almost like a psychological thing though. It's like I'm uncomfortable with defining myself by trying to figure out the new technology of having a dedicated video camera. Like, ever since I started my YouTube channel in like 2012 or 2013, I don't remember, it was one of those, I have been talking about, you know, someday I'm gonna get a real camcorder and not just use my phone. And that day has finally come, you guys. April 2021. And of course the camcorder that I got is kind of old-fashioned, not old-fashioned, but I think it's a model that's been around. It's if you guys are interested in what I'm filming on today, I'm filming on a Canon, I have the box, Vixia HFR 800. I think this is an incredibly well-made and thoughtful deck. And especially like the fact that you can put them together. So I'll show you like a little preview of that. Because I don't have the space to do more than like 3 cards at a time, but just so you can see, in case you've never seen this deck, the entire suit, all the way through the court cards, fit together in one big like panoramic shot. And that's just a really cool concept, but personally, I've had this deck for, I guess, just a little, like a week and a half or so. I've had this deck, but I don't know how you guys feel about it if you've had it. This deck has been around for a while, so I'm definitely late to the game on this one. But let me know what you guys think about it. But I have not been able to connect with it because, okay, I don't know if you can tell. I don't know how close I can actually get with this camera. Hey, it looks pretty good though. But it's a very like sort of sketchy art style, which I don't have a problem with. Like that's actually how, whenever I do art, it's very sketchy, because I kind of refuse to use pencils, and I don't do digital art because I'm left-handed and right-moused. Of course now that's not an excuse. That always used to be my excuse for why I didn't do digital art, but now of course there's tablets and pencils and stuff. But I've never really gotten into that life. Maybe I should, because one cool thing about digital art is that you don't have to buy materials. I mean, the initial purchase of buying like a tablet or something is of course like a bigger purchase, but then you don't have to continually go out and buy more colored pencils or pens or whatever it is that you use for your medium, and you don't have to have a bunch of stuff sitting around. But I'm afraid that if I tried to do digital art, I would just constantly get distracted by my tablet, you know, like by the internet, by like shopping, by social media. I mean, I don't know how you guys, those of you that are digital artists, I don't know how you control for that. Okay, I'm gonna line these up a little bit because this is interesting. Going from the 8 to the 9 to the 10 of swords. There's this big, scary swan. And then we have the Page of Swords over here, like, thinking about slaying the big scary swan. And then there's another big scary swan here that the knight is fighting. It's like a very scary situation. Anyway, I have not been able to work with this deck, and part of it is just my sort of like sensory thing. I love this Ace of Pentacles though. Look at that gorgeous doorway. I love that. And I love that it's a 2-color deck essentially. It's just this really dark purple and this cream color. I really like that. And I love like the ambition of the whole thing. But for me, I just have not been able to work with this deck. It's too, okay, so as far as like the art imagery is concerned, it's kind of too overstimulating for me. There's like too much line work, there's too much happening in each card, and the extra added overstimulus issue for me personally being that I know that it's all part of a bigger picture makes me want to put it together every time I pull cards from this deck. You know, like, okay, well, this is the 7 of Pentacles, but what's happening to the left and the right of her? I get distracted by the fact that I know it's all a big picture. even though that's a really cool concept. But for me personally, it doesn't work for me as a tarot deck. And part of that is also, like, maybe I could get past that sort of like conceptual artwork stuff, but I can't, personally, I have a really hard time with this finish on cardstock. Like, it's lovely to touch, and it's very durable, but I have a really, really hard time with just the use of it. Look at that gorgeous Knight on a Unicorn moment. I love that. So I mean, of course, I'm so happy to get gifted this deck, this very well-made deck. I'm sure that this is like even a kind of expensive deck because it's so, the quality is so amazing. But I just don't know if I can work with it because, like, I'm autistic, so like sensory stuff is really important to me, and actually cardstock is almost more important to me than artwork. And it feels weird to say that, but it's kind of true because as far as, you know, being a tarot reader, I really need to be able to move the cards. And, you know, if this deck were shuffled and I was like, you know, trying to find a particular card and I was trying to like sort through it, you know, the cards all chunk together. It's really hard to flip through because they stick to each other, and the sensory experience is just distracting to me with this deck. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to use it as beautiful as it is. So I'm going to see if my subscriber, if she wants it back, then she of course gets first dibs on that, and I will mail it back to her. Because I know I'm not going to be able to use it. I kind of want to keep the box, though, because it's so beautiful. But I wouldn't, yeah. I would just feel guilty having the box. But, yeah, it's just so pretty. So at least I get to have this gorgeous video to commemorate the experience of being gifted a deck. I am going to keep this Cosmo Visions Oracle, though. I think this one's going to be, this is a really unique Oracle deck. And I think that it will be, it's hard to get them all out. Is it out? No. Come on, baby. It's really hard to get all the cards out of it. Okay, that's all of them. I love this sort of like, it's like a linen finish, like little booky box situation. I love that. So this one it's 21 cards. I guess 22 because there's a 0. So I don't know if these are supposed to, I don't know anything about this deck. I don't know if they're supposed to sort of correspond to the major arcana, but they're very beautiful, sort of like abstract, painterly images. So what would this be? So this would be Empress, maybe? Let's just assume that they are supposed to kind of correspond. So Emperor, Hierophant, Lovers. Okay. Chariot. Wow, look at that. Let's see what it's. In the spirit plane, we learn many things from the orbs that we cannot learn on Earth. So I'm going to say that's Strength, Hermit, Wheel, Justice, Hanged One, Death, Temperance, Devil, Tower, Star, Moon, Sun, Judgment, little guy up there, and World. Okay, this one's really interesting. Like, I haven't even like shuffled it or anything yet. but I really want to use, I think this particular deck is going to be really great for pick-a-pile readings, which I think I want to do a pick-a-pile reading today, so I might even use this deck today. This is a gorgeous oracle deck. It's very unique. I definitely don't have anything like it. A set of 22 art cards. And I'm going to just assume, I almost don't even want to look up like anyone else's opinions on this particular oracle deck. I just want to experience it completely intuitively, and yeah. Okay. That's really it. I had to stop for a second, so I'll get to have the experience of editing videos from this. I feel like there's just a lot of light, at least on the screen. I'll be curious to see what it looks like afterwards. So let's pull a card, actually. Sorry about all the, like, wonder how it shuffles if you do. I feel like this has to correspond to the major arcana. But I don't, it's weird because, like, this is the first time that I have gotten gifted a deck that I knew nothing about beforehand. I mean, I think I've heard of the Cosma Visions, but I don't think I knew, like, I didn't know, like, if it was an oracle deck or a tarot deck or what. I didn't know anything about it. So I think this will be a really interesting, it's almost like a majors only deck, right? So I don't have any of those. So this, I feel like this is going to be actually a very useful deck for client readings, particularly because, you know, sort of, it could be a great, like at towards the end of a reading, like pull one card from this, sort of your cosmic vision major arcana card to kind of focus your whole reading. I feel like that's, and I need to kind of like close my eyes because, you know, since this one has the imagery on one side and the meaning on the other, I'm going to be, I can kind of see what it is. And already I kind of like know the patterns. Like I don't have them all memorized, obviously, because I just made that connection that maybe they're all connected to the major arcana. But let's, okay, I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to pick a card so that I don't get, I'm just going to go totally by feel. Oh, is this the Lovers one? No, this is the World card. Okay, so let's read what it says. This will just be our final little message here. Giant hands lift you up. They pulse with love so deep you can feel it coursing through your being. In this first embrace, you are home in your new life on Earth. When you are a young human, you can often recall your previous lives before being inside of this vessel. Okay, I think I get what this deck is now. So the World card being like the moment before your physical birth, a meditation on past lives. So this is sort of like as you were in the galaxy, in the ether, before you chose to inhabit the body that you have now. Okay, I like this even more. This is great. It is comforting. It inspires you. This new life is exciting for a long time, but as you grow older, you start to forget your old soul. It seems so far away, a different life, and this is your life now. So you adopt this world as your own, forgetting the real one behind until the next time around. And with great harmony, another cycle begins. So this is definitely like a life and rebirth kind of card, I feel. Cool. I'm really liking this. And this isn't that same, this is a better feel. It's still matte cardstock, but it's not that same like sticky matte. What's this one? This maze one. Temperance. I realize I'm trying to put it in a major arcana box and maybe the artist did not mean for that. But This is a very interesting Oracle deck. And I love this packaging. It is so fancy. Okay, well that's my little test of my new camcorder slash Cosma Visions and Light Visions walkthrough moment. Thank you guys for coming with me on this journey. Let me know what you think about like the video quality, the sound, the aesthetic, all of that stuff. I mean, I'm gonna do what I personally aesthetically like, but I definitely do want to hear your opinions as well. And I'm getting used to this new camera, so probably my next few videos might be a little disjointed as I try to figure out which settings I like the best on this camera and all of that kind of stuff. So I like to just kind of figure that shit out as I go. So we're gonna figure it out together. So definitely let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, bye. Have a great weekend, everybody. Oh, I ordered the White Newman Tarot, which I've been very excited about for a long time. It shipped yesterday, so I might even have another video up this weekend if I get super lucky and it comes tomorrow. I ordered it from Books A Million, and usually when I order from Books A Million, I get... they must ship from somewhere close by because I usually get it within a couple of days. So cross your fingers I get that tomorrow on Saturday, and that way I can film that video for you guys, and hopefully I'll have another video up this weekend. Okay, thank you guys. Bye.